Hello, basketball people, we have news. Let's go to more news about the Golden State Warriors. I ask you to give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, as I am a Warriors fan. The Warriors need to make a big trade to revive their dynasty. A high-profile player, Stephon Castle of the San Antonio Spurs, has been suggested if he becomes available for trade. If the Warriors can secure a package deal to convince the Spurs, it will be a blockbuster. The San Antonio Spurs have arguably the most talented guard trio in the NBA with De'Aaron Fox, Stephon Castle, and Dylan Harper. However, there's a solid chance this backcourt becomes cluttered, and the Spurs are forced to move on from one of the stars in the near future. Given that Fox signed a lucrative 4-year, $229 million extension with the team this offseason and Harper was selected with the number 2 pick in the 2025 NBA draft, Castle feels like the odd man out. There would be plenty of teams to emerge as suitors for the 2024 Rookie of the Year if he's made available, as he averaged 14.7 points on 42.8% shooting at 20 years old. Bleacher Report's Zach Buckley predicts one team that could trade for Castle is the Golden State Warriors. Buckley proposes the Warriors send Brandon Podziemski, Guy Santos, and a 2028 first-round pick, top 3 protected, to San Antonio for Castle. If it's all about Stephen Curry, Golden State should be asking questions about whether Podziemski is the right backcourt partner for him, Buckley wrote. He's an ignitable outside shooter, quick processor, and capable playmaker, but he's also limited on defense and offensively inconsistent. The Dubs might see a cleaner fit with Castle, who's bigger, stronger, more athletic and far more resistant on the defensive end, Buckley concluded. All of this aside, Castle has the potential to turn into Golden State's face of the franchise once Curry retires, as well as presenting significantly more upside than Podziemski. It's worth noting the Warriors have been hesitant to part with Podziemski when past opportunities have arisen, but a number 4 pick as young as Castle may be too hard to pass on. Warriors' Jonathan Kuminga continues to have issues with Steve Kerr, per Insider. If the Jonathan Kuminga and Golden State Warriors situation weren't as bad as it might seem, there would likely already be a deal done. Of course, the Warriors don't have to give him the money that he's seeking, as he doesn't realistically have another path to sign a big contract with any other team. Still, if the Warriors viewed him highly, they would have given him close to what he was looking for, and this saga would be done. What's the latest on Jonathan Kuminga? According to Brett Siegel of Clutch Points, there are a few different reasons for that. Siegel reported that Kuminga doesn't feel valued by head coach Steve Kerr, and after Kerr's decisions over the past few years to bench him in important moments and not give him much leeway, it's tough to disagree. It has become very clear this offseason that Kuminga wants no part of the Warriors. Between head coach Steve Kerr benching him throughout the years and his role constantly changing, Kuminga feels as if he hasn't been valued, Siegel wrote. That is why he entered this summer wanting a new home, one where he could be a starter and maximize his potential. Throughout much of his coaching career, Kerr hasn't given many young players opportunities to compete at the highest level. It's tough to blame him too much, considering he's done nothing but win in the NBA, but it's also important that the Warriors allow some of their youngsters to develop. Considering Kuminga hasn't done that, he might believe he's better suited elsewhere. Unfortunately for him, he doesn't have much of a say in that if the Warriors want to keep him around. Warriors could entrench and a bench with volume scorer. How can the Golden State Warriors get better next season? The open market may have a player who can answer that question for them. Warriors may have room for Danilo Gallinari. The Warriors could create new momentum in 2025-26 with veteran sharpshooter Danilo Gallinari on board. Gallinari is open to making a return to the NBA, which Golden State could satisfy. Having last played in the association in 2023-24, the 6-10 combo forward shooting touch would blend in with the dynastic franchise. Gallinari connects on just over 38% of his triples for his career. Golden State has high hopes for Moses Moody as well as Guy Santos, 2 promising young forwards. The former has considerable scoring upside as well as proven chops on defense. The latter brings infectious energy to the court as a slasher, coupled with an ability to spot up from 3. Nevertheless, a veteran such as Gallinari could be a significant stash on their bench, particularly if Warriors starters Jimmy Butler or Draymond Green miss time at any juncture of the next campaign. The veteran's minimum may be all it takes to bring the shot-creating talent back to the league. Such a flyer would likely be worth it, no matter the capacity he's used in, given his talent to score off the bounce, the catch, and then some. Warriors can make shrewd championship-level move in free agency. The Golden State Warriors have every reason to chase Malcolm Brogdon in free agency. Malcolm Brogdon is the best free agent left for the Warriors. Brogdon is one of the best unrestricted free agents left for teams to inquire about. The Virginia product could be acquired at a discount, which should be a wake-up call for Golden State. Last season, Brogdon was debilitated with a string of injuries that limited him to a career-low 24 games played. He gave the Washington Wizards 12.7 points along with 4.1 assists per game in 23.5 minutes per night. Despite his disappointing season, Brogdon could help the Warriors reach the finals once more. The former sixth man of the year is typically a model of efficiency as a member of the exclusive 50-40-90 club. Warriors, is Brogdon worth an investment for next season? Seeing that Brogdon is an elite shooter off the catch from deep, Golden State should invest in the impactful floor general, who can also provide them with stout defense. The Warriors have a realistic opportunity to add Brogdon without taking their payroll, which is already over the salary cap, to unreasonable heights. A move like this would be a win for them. NBA writer evaluates Ben Simmons' potential fit with Warriors. The Golden State Warriors remain in a holding pattern while navigating contract talks with restricted free agent Jonathan Kuminga, resulting in a quiet offseason. The club has been linked to several free agent targets, including Al Horford, Gary Payton II, DeAnthony Melton and Seth Curry. Still, they continue to wait until a new deal is reached with Kuminga before handing out any new contracts. Once the Kuminga situation is resolved, Golden State should still have plenty of options in free agency, including three-time All-Star Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons' fit with Warriors labeled questionable. Simmons was once a star capable of stuffing the stat sheet on a nightly basis, but at just 29, he has been reduced to a back-end rotation option. Danny Immerman of the San Francisco Standard believes Simmons' fit anywhere is questionable, and his lack of confidence as a scorer doesn't help his case with the Warriors. Simmons still has talent and is an elite defender, but he really doesn't want to shoot. Don't get tricked by the annual off-season workout videos, or get to the foul line, he wrote. That makes his fit anywhere clunky, and Golden State is no exception. Spacing would be a challenge with Simmons, Draymond Green and Kuminga, should he return, all sharing the court. While Simmons could operate as a small ball center in place of Green, he has largely been a non-factor offensively. Simmons still offers some upside at 6'10". The number 1 overall pick in the 2016 NBA draft remains a versatile defender and has shown elite playmaking and rebounding ability in the past. However, injuries remain a concern for the LSU product, who has appeared in just 108 regular season games over the past 4 seasons. Additionally, he hasn't played more than 60 games in a single season since the 2018-19 campaign. The best years of Simmons' career appear well behind him, and the Warriors may not want to take the risk of adding him over several other available free agents. Warriors blockbuster 4-team trade pitch lands rising star. The Golden State Warriors have been quiet so far this offseason, but the speculation hasn't stopped. The team continues to be linked to trade targets across the league, with Trey Murphy III of the New Orleans Pelicans emerging as a name to watch. NBA insider Jake Fisher recently reported that Golden State has a strong affinity for the 6'8" forward, who is coming off his best season yet. Murphy averaged 21.2 points per game in 2024-25, shooting 36.1% from deep and logging heavy minutes as a reliable starter. At just 25 years old, he looks like the type of player who could reshape the Warriors' future. Could the Warriors go all in? Peter O'Keefe of Blue Man Hoops recently floated a 4-team blockbuster idea that would send Murphy to Golden State. The deal is steep, but it underscores just how valuable the young forward has become. Proposed trade. Warriors receive, Trey Murphy 3. Pelicans receive, Moses Moody, Nick Richards, Haywood Highsmith, 2026, 2028, 2032 first-round picks, from Warriors. Suns receive, Jonathan Kuminga. Nets receive, Grayson Allen, 2027 first-round pick, from Suns tied to Utah, CLE or MIN, 2026 second-round pick, from Suns tied to OKC, DAL or PHI, 2030 second-round pick, from Pelicans. For Golden State, this is the definition of going all in. Giving up Kuminga, Moody, and 3 first-round picks is a serious package for a player who hasn't yet made an All-Star team. But it might also be the kind of gamble that keeps the Stephen Curry era alive for a little while longer. Murphy has steadily developed into one of the league's most dangerous wing scorers. At 6 feet 8 inches, he has the size to guard multiple positions and the shooting stroke to stretch defenses. On a Warriors roster already boosted by Jimmy Butler, Murphy would add another layer of scoring and versatility, giving Golden State one of the league's most dynamic forward pairings. O'Keefe explained the risk-reward balance of the deal. This may seem like a lot and perhaps too much for a player who's never made an All-Star team, but the beauty of a 25-year-old trade target means you give yourself some insurance against a hopeless future once Curry, Jimmy Butler and Draymond Green retire. The Warriors have been caught in the middle of trying to compete now while protecting their long-term assets. Murphy's age and upside give them a rare chance to do both.